The game of basketball was created in 1891 by Dr. James Naismith with the intention of keeping young athletes in shape during the cold months when it was not possible to be active outdoors. It was modeled after the game of soccer, with the goals at the end of each playing field behind two teams. The goals were originally two peach baskets nailed to two balconies. With every shot, there had to be someone to remove the ball from the baskets. So to make this easier, the bottoms of the peach baskets were cut out. Basketball is a sport in which the score determines its results, and as a result, basketball players need to put much effort into perfecting their shooting skill. Therefore, shooting technique is one of the core techniques in basketball movement. Players in the game use various techniques and tactics to create more space to make shots and score. There are so many factors that influence shot percentage, such as mental state, shot selection, the level of physical training, and shooting techniques. But shooting technique is the main factor to determine shot percentage, specifically shooting hand movements, basket aiming points, the whole body coordination, and index finger determines whether shot technique is reasonable or not. However, regardless of changes in shooting technique, any senior shooting technique and its accuracy is established on the basis of correct, reasonable, and fundamental shooting technique, and also the correct open kinetic chain. Some key components of shooting a jump shot include positioning the body to face the goal, holding your arms in front of you with your elbows bent at a 90-degree angle, having your knees slightly bent, and flexing of the fingers. The muscles recruited for the jump shot include the biceps, the triceps, deltoids, pectoral muscles, wrist flexors, quadriceps, and also the calves. And also some apparent biomechanical concepts in the jump shot are curvilinear motion, which is also known as projectile motion, ground reaction force, the kinetic chain, and the levers. In this video, we will focus on the open kinetic chain, which is seen in the jump shot. The phase of handling the ball is the first phase of the jump shot. A third-class lever is formed by the elbow and the forearm. And whether the ball is firmly in control during the whole process of shooting the ball and finish shooting is extremely important. To make a successful jump shot, one should make his 5 fingers separate, pull the wrist back, and hold the bottom of the ball with the above parts of his hand. Keep the palm empty, fingers bent slightly, and the bending and spherical radius should be the same. Keep the gravity line of the ball almost in the vertical plane between the index and middle fingers. Elbow abduction should occur. Face the basket, carry the ball upon his shoulder, and before shooting, another hand should hold the ball out to the other side slightly. Now for the lower extremities, the shooter's 2 feet should stand parallel to each other and are about half a foot apart. The foot on the same side of the shooting hand should be in the former position against the other foot. Both feet should be equal in width with the width of the shoulders. Knees should be bent, and also put the center of gravity between the 2 feet. All the soles of your feet should touch the ground, and the forefoot will give power to the body. Power passes through the limbs from the ankle to the knee, to the hip, to the waist, to the shoulders, to the elbow, to the wrist, and finally to the fingers. Finger movement is a key to shooting the ball. Ball speed, shot angle, and rotation are all for the fingers to control. Also, while shooting, elbow should be aimed at the basket. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers, and also the ball, should be in the same plane. Thus, when the ball is thrown towards the basket, it will be much easier to control its trajectory. The correct motion method facilitates shooting since it helps forces pass through the whole body to the fingers and the wrist, and as a result, players maintain enough power to finish shooting. The force for a jump shot is generated when the athlete pushes off from their heels, jumps in the air, and straightens their legs out. Ground reaction force moves along the kinetic chain from the legs to the torso to the arms and then finally the fingers. Jump shots, they're an open kinetic chain, and the end result is the ball is put in motion at an angle following parabolic path in the air. Body's muscular link system, which produces a jump shot, is classified as an open kinetic chain. The kinetic chain is the chain of events of movement, which the segments in the body have on each other as the jump shot is in motion. There is much debate about whether the jump shot utilizes a push-like pattern or a throw-like pattern. However, the preparation and jump in the jump shot has been likened to that of a push-like movement pattern. where we extend all joints in our kinetic chain simultaneously in a single movement. This simultaneous push movement off the ground from the legs accumulates a flow of torques through the joints and the muscles in one single motion. Though the jump is a push-like pattern, due to the need for less force and trajectory and more accuracy to be accomplished, the upper body parts of the kinetic chain in the jump shot are more likely to be performed in a throw-like motion. This is because in a throw-like movement pattern, the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and joints extend sequentially one after another. However, as the distance of the jump shot increases, the shot becomes more push-like due to a decrease in the shoulder angle. And this push-like motion exerted when shooting from a further distance for increased force to be extended to the ball requires simultaneous shoulder flexion and elbow extension, with the ball release being more rectilinear rather than curvilinear. With either shooting style, if the order of kinetic chain is disrupted, shot accuracy will not be ideal, as the optimum order of kinetic chain will be broken, meaning that the shot is not going to come out like you want it to. The sequential order of kinetic chain segments of the optimum jump shot goes as follows. Summation of forces flows from the legs to the hips, to the trunk and back, to the shoulders, to the elbow, and finally through the wrist and the fingers.